When you look at right now across the landscape, like players, rights, where are we? If you just took a snapshot of what the players have, what they get, how they can move around, their freedom, where do you sit with that?
Yeah, I'm all for it. I think we let 18-year-old kids make decisions in so many other aspects of their life, but for some reason in college football we say they can't. I mean, you played baseball,
Yeah.
so you made the decision that I'm going to go play professional baseball. Like, you're a professional at 18 years old, and no one has an issue with that. But they have a huge issue with it in football, which I just don't understand that. We don't have an issue with it in the military.
Right.
You know, I've been fortunate in my career to take a couple trips overseas and visit our troops, and I'm watching 18-year-old kids on the deck of the USS Eisenhower in 137-degree weather landing planes, $1 million equipment that we've entrusted to an 18-year-old. But we don't think a kid should get NLI money because he has to pay taxes. Like, people argue that. Well, you can't give those kids a lot of money. You know they have to pay taxes on it. Like, do you know there are 18-year-old kids across this country that pay taxes all the time? Baseball players had to do it. No one ever said baseball. I can't believe they're drafting kids in baseball at 18. But in football, for some reason, we've kind of wrapped our arms around it. I think what we have to teach these kids, though, with freedom and freedom of choices, has to come discipline. You know, you have to be a pretty disciplined individual when you get a lot of freedom on your side, because you just can't run around and say, hey, I got a ton of money, I'm going to blow it on this, I'm going to blow it on this. Well, it's not going to last very long.
Yeah.
And that's a very tough lesson for some kids to learn. But I think they should have rights. And then our job is to educate them with those rights, what to do. You know, we're in the education business. So how do we educate our kids? How do you handle, if you have an NIL deal, how do you handle time commitments? You know, how do you understand you're here on a scholarship? You can't be out on a photo shoot when we're practicing. Things that you kind of think are commonplace, but that's our job, is to educate them. But I'm all for the freedom that the student athletes have now, and they should, because the other students do. If you sing or you're a talented musician, like, no one ever worries about how come this person's doing this. It's just for some reason in our sport, and more in football than the other sports.
Yeah.
We kind of wrap our arms around it like they can't handle it. I think the kids can handle it, but it's on us as coaches and institutions to educate them on how to handle it.